Hello there, everybody. If you guys don't know me, I'm Trickster Shadow, variety killer main with over 5,000 hours in DBD. This is something that my people in my Discord, which is going to be in the links down below if you're not in it, suggested for me to do. And they wanted me to critique their gameplay, their killer gameplay, and see if there's anything that I can do to help them out or any tips that I can give them to try to play better. This is footage from Dude Flame, I do believe. MMR is very good. I believe this is recorded yesterday when the MMR system went live. And I got a sneak peek of how this match ends, and it looks like he gets a 4K, which that's fine. I'll take whatever gameplay I can get, and I'm sure there's still things that I could suggest for him to do. Uh, but yeah, I think this would be an interesting concept. And if you guys would like to send me any of your videos of you guys playing killers of any of your VODs, all I gotta do is just go into the Discord. You can post it in the DBD Scrim VODs, or not Scrim VODs, but just DBD VODs channel, I believe it's called. And or you can message me on Discord as well, or Twitter, wherever you have access to. You can send me a link. But going into this match, just immediately as we can see, he's playing Hag, of course, which Hag is a killer that has to set up a lot of traps. Typically not a chase killer, so you got to be very like tactical with how you're doing it. And typically Hags try to only play on one side of the map instead of just chasing people around like other killers that are 115, because Hag is 110, a very shitty 110. And so that 5% doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes all the difference. All the difference. It makes it a lot harder because one thing that people don't realize is that like Hag is 110 and then the regular killers are 115, and that doesn't seem like much of a difference. But considering that survivors are 100% movement speed, those slight percentage difference make a world of difference in terms of catching up, especially with pallets and windows and everything. But looking at the survivors, we can see that there are 3 medkits, and I don't believe the Megan has anything. Of course, we can't see it if she does have anything. So 3 medkits against Hag typically aren't the best. They're better than flashlights because flashlights can just burn her traps. But medkits aren't good because Hag is typically a hit and run killer, where she wants to smack somebody and then continue setting traps and then hope that the person runs to another trap so she can smack them down. Typically, you don't want to chase with Hag just because a good survivor will be able to just run you for a while if you're just trying to W game against them. And so this may cause an issue, but we'll see. And we'll see what perks Dude Flame has. Maybe he has perks that can counter this. See what offerings they run. Offerings he runs. Hopefully he's not running a Mori. Uh-oh. Alright, so they're running a luck offering so they can try to Kobe off hook a little bit better. And they're running 2-point offerings, and he's running a point offering as well. Let's skip ahead real quick. Oh, it looks like you got Hawkins. All right, so Hawkins is a pretty good Hag map, and the reason why Hawkins is so good, I can already explain this like right here, just from the first frame. So normally maps are very open. Like if you go on any Cold One or Auto Haven map, really the only points where people are going to be running through like choke points are at loops, and like obviously like there's the normal like seawall loops. There's like little ones right here, and then normally Hags just like put traps on either sides of pallets and stuff like that, or like the regular jungle gems. And if they try to put traps anywhere else, there's not as much of a likelihood that they're gonna have people run through them, so they gotta place them by jungle gems. But the upside to indoor maps such as Hawkins is that indoor maps have hallways. So like this has a hallway. You can try to imagine like this is how the hallway looks, and then of course this from this side, and then of course you got a door or breach the wall right here. And so one good thing about Hawkins in particular, and of course this extends to like Larry's in the game as well, is that you can control, there's 3 points of approach for this one spot in the map. And you can control these 3 points of approach by one hag trap just right here, and that makes Hag very dangerous on especially this particular map, because she can have a lot of map control by a single trap, when otherwise on other maps these walls wouldn't be here, and you'd be able to run all the way around it and maybe not even run into the trap. And so this should be a pretty easy match for him. Of course, we know he's 4Ks, but it should be a pretty easy match for him. We'll see how he sets his traps. I'll try to call out where I would put traps personally. All right, so he's putting a trap right next to the pallet. This is a pretty safe pallet, so yeah, that makes sense putting a trap there. So this pallet, he's setting a trap in here. Let me see if I can try to. Okay, so this pallet is a pretty safe pallet, especially against a 110 killer, but 115 killers is pretty decent as well. Of course, the killer can just bloodlust like two or three around it, but it'd take a while. But this is a pretty long wall, and then there's a pallet right here, and there's a short wall on the other side. So placing a trap right here isn't that bad of an idea. Of course, he could have put a trap on either end, and that would have been also good. It looks like just by these lockers as well that he's in the corner of the map. So the way that Hawkins is set up like a square, and then of course there's the upper section. Like there's a staircase right here, and a staircase right here, and they go up to upper section. It's like up here, and then of course you got the portal room up here where there's usually a generator, and he spawned right here in the corner. And because he spawned here in the corner, the survivors are gonna most likely not be in this little semicircle. They may move in just because survivors aren't going to spawn like immediately within like your reach. And so if I had to guess, I would guess that there would be at least one survivor right here, and the other three survivors would be scattered by the portal room. Uh, just because usually how the game works is it'll spawn like one person away, and they'll spawn like two people closer together, and maybe three. And so what I would do if I was him is I don't know where his corrupt is. How's this corrupt set up? All right, so his corrupt is set up in the portal room. You can see it corrupted those two gens. I don't know if he looks over to his right at all. All right. All right, so it corrupted the portal room, it corrupted this gen. Did it corrupt or corrupted one of the exit doors, I think. Didn't it corrupt this one? So what I would do if I was him, again, he's on a square and he's in this corner. What I would do is I would, depending on how the gens are, it looks like a lot of the gens are on this side, is I wouldn't even go to the portal room. I would cut the map in half. And this is really good for him as well because he has two generators that are corrupted over here. And so I wouldn't even go on that side of the map. I would just put as many traps on this side as possible. And even after like the corrupt runs out and they start to pop out these two gens, he'll have this side so bogged down with traps that they won't be able to do much besides that. And so I hope that he doesn't travel outside of this little boundary, because if he does, especially without any if we look at his add-ons, he doesn't have any range add-ons. This is setting speed, I do believe, and this is order reading for 3 seconds. Uh since he doesn't have any range add-ons, he wants to try to stay in a little box and cut the map in half. Uh and yeah, I don't know why he's running aura reading. I don't know. Aura reading is typically something that you want to have on killers that can chase a little bit better. Since Hag is a slower killer, aura reading doesn't really benefit her as much. Maybe he'll get some use out of it, but that's typically something I want to run. But of course, we don't know what kind of add-ons he has. You can see that he has level 1 perks. He has all level 1 perks actually. And looking at his build, he has Corrupt 1, which is a really good perk for Hag. If it's higher leveled, obviously it'd be better. So the best for last one. Corrupt is good just because it blocks off 3 gens, the 3 furthest gens from where you start. And so that's very good for Hags since she can set up one side of the map without worrying about people just popping out gens. The best for last is very good because she can hit people and recover faster, ideally, if she has her stacks. And so when they run into another trap, she's already recovered and she can already teleport. So that's very good. And also because if she just holds W as well, she can recover faster. And then since she can recover faster, she can make it ground faster. And so, which is very good because she's slow. And then he has, I believe this is Deathbound. So whenever they heal, or whenever they finish a heal, they yell, which is a good tracking perk. Not the best tracking perk in the game, but it's good for Hag because you're going to be hitting people a lot, ideally, and they're going to be healing up a lot. So it's good to know where they are. Especially with medkits, this may be actually very good. And then he has barbecue and chili. Barbecue and chili, I wouldn't run on Hag. I wouldn't even really run Deathbound. But it's not a bad perk. You can run it. But I wouldn't run barbecue and chili on Hag. Of course, like everybody loves points, and the tracking, like knowing where people are, can help. But Hag can't really capitalize off that information just because she's so slow. And even if she does know where people are, she typically just wants to keep on trapping one side of the map. And so this is a perk that I would swap out, and then maybe this one as well if he ends up not getting a lot of use out of it. But these two perks, I would say, keep as a staple to build. A lot of Hags, they'll run these two perks. They may run Make Your Choice because it's very nasty on Hag. Monitor and Abuse, very good. Sloppy Butcher is very good. Yeah, there's those type of perks. Really anything to slow down healing, anything to recover faster, anything to slow down just start of the game, or make her more deadly in chase without having to commit the chase for too long, like Make Your Choice is a very good owner. All right, so let's see where he sets his traps. Again, I would have placed a trap right here. Even though he placed a trap right at this pallet, he could have placed a trap in this hallway just to block off all these approaches. Okay, actually, no, I would have. Yeah, this would actually been a really good place. So since there's three approaches right here, and they all lead to a generator. So he could put a trap right here, and it would not only protect this generator, but it would be an intersection where if a survivor runs this way or this way or this way, they would activate the trap and be able to get hit. And so if he places a trap right there, it would help out with map control and gen control very, very well. So, but he doesn't place one right there. He places a little bit off to the side. I guess it's okay. It would have been better to place it by the gen. It's not that bad. And he placed it by a doorway. It's another area to where he could place a trap right here. Of course, he's venturing a little bit towards the portal room, which ideally he doesn't want to venture as much towards the portal room, but that's fine. He could place a trap right here, and that would do the same thing. It'd cover three approaches, and just by one trap, it's a very efficient use of traps. Looks like he's going in here. Maybe he's going to set a trap. All right, so he hesitates, and the reason why he hesitated there is he was thinking about how they were going to approach this. I don't know if the door is to the side. Let's see. All right, so this side door is blocked, and there's no doorway in front, so they are most likely going to run through here. And so he was about to set down the trap right there, and then he realized, hey, they're probably going to run through the door I just came through, and so he set in a trap. So that's not that bad. Got a notification. There's a survivor over there for some reason. Oh, this is another area. This would be a really good spot to put a trap. So that room looked like it didn't have a lot of approaches into it. It looks like there's a doorway open right here, and then there's two doorways on the other side. He passed by one when he was setting down a trap. He set down a trap by the gen, and then he came through the other doorway. And so this right here would be a really good spot to put. We got a pallet right here, and then we got approach coming around the corner, approach just coming straight through the hallway, approach from his right, and approach behind him, and approach from the pallet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 approaches to this one spot. And if he puts a single trap right here, that would interrupt all 5 of those approaches. Especially if somebody's gonna throw, if he's chasing somebody and they throw down this pallet, they're most likely gonna keep on running forward, and they're going to go into this room that he just came from because it also has more pallets. And it would be just a really good idea to have a trap there to stop that from happening. Because even if they throw it in the pallet, you could just keep on chasing them, and then they would run into it, and then you would be able to hit them. So it'd be a very good idea to put a trap there. And he doesn't. Looks like he's just placing it on the pallet. That's okay, I guess. I don't know. It is a good idea to place traps on pallets, but I wouldn't place all my traps on pallets. Of course, he did place a trap by the doorway, but I do think that the being very effective with Hag on this map would be just placing it at these cross sections. This isn't as good of a cross section. It's only 3 approaches, but this is still a really good place. And also it's a hook. And so you could hook somebody here later on without actually setting down a hag trap. And if they're in comms, they go, oh yeah, the hag didn't set down a trap. And oh, it's already preset. So this would be a good spot as well if you wanted to put it at the cross section, and people are going to run into it. He just eventually he's going to have it on so many cross sections that if he starts pushing people off generators, they're going to come around and activate it, and so it'd be a good idea. But it looks like he's going to continue putting him at pallets. I found a makehead. She had no idea where he was. That looks like scroll wheel. Reset his trap. That's good. He teleported so fast. We saw somebody run through there. He teleported so fast there that looks like he's using scroll wheel. So a lot of hag players, they'll use the scroll wheel to where they'll constantly scroll and be able to like in that instant be able to teleport. They'll rebind their control to scroll wheel, and there's just nothing that the survivor can do about it. They just instantly get hit. Place a trap a little bit away from the hook. That's fine. But the problem with this trap though is that the way he set it, you can kind of see it when he turns. So this trap is only going to be effective like to right here. And so if they come from right here and save her on this side of the hook, they're never going to activate this trap. So it's not that good of a trap. You probably should have put the trap right here just so it would have covered more approaches to the hook. But it's fine. This is not a bad trap. This is like what I was talking about before. So here, let me rewind a little bit. So he's walking over here. We got our approach right here, and then we got an approach from the pallet, this hallway, and from this doorway, and of course coming from where he's coming from right here. And he places it right here. Not a bad trap spot at all. And we see a Dwight just standing there for some reason. Nice. And see, like, the notification time didn't even happen, but because he was constantly scrolling, the millisecond that this Meg activated the trap, he was able to teleport, and she didn't even have time to react. You can see that she just activated. She's not even trying to turn around, and he was able to hit her. So it's scroll wheel is nasty. Let's go see the aura rating. Setting it on the trap again. It's very good. Nice. He's hitting the person that saved. Is he going to continue chasing? Oh, that's a very bad use of that pallet. Yeah, he's not playing against the best. There we go. All right. Replacing the trap. At least he's replacing a trap. Still, I still want him to put a trap near that generator. That'd be so good. All right, and so this is where Dude Flame could win the game. Even though these people don't seem that good, even if they were good, the place that he's hooked this person, again, Hawkins is a square, he's hooked her right in this corner, and so all he has to do is just go back and forth, just canvassing this entire area and placing down traps the entire time. And if he places down all 10 traps within this area, there's no way that they're going to be able to save and be able to do it safely. And so he could win just because of the positioning of this hook. Tag is really nasty. If she gets somebody in the corner of the map, or if she gets somebody in the basement, that person is most likely either going to die or somebody else is going to get back on the hook to replace them. And so, could be good. All right, I see what he's doing here. So what Dude Flame is doing here, even though they don't have flashlights, there's not really much reason to do this, especially because they don't have flashlights. But he's placing the trap behind a prop just in case they try to come through, and I guess so they don't see it. Maybe I guess that's why he's putting it. But if they had a flashlight, they wouldn't be able to disarm it as easily. So it's a good practice, dude. It's a good habit to get into. You can do the same thing with the basement stairs. So like the basement stairs, there's like a little L, and the hooks are over here, and like you come down, you come and save. So when somebody has a flashlight, they can just disarm your traps. A good place to put your traps are right here in this little corner, right around the basement stairs. That way, when they come down, it still activates. So when they run down, but they are less likely to see it. And so even if they have a flashlight, they're less likely to turn the corner and then flashlight the trap unless they're in comms. And just Deathbound activating. All right, you got a little bit of value out of that. Ooh, okay. So he stopped placing it on traps. Of course, it's just a few seconds, but what he should do here, and I keep on talking about approaches, but I want to say like everywhere where I would have done something differently. So right here is a very key location to put a trap. Not only does he have the staircase, but he has this approach, this approach, this approach, this approach, to where that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 approaches, which is probably the most you're gonna get out of this. Just by a single trap, by this staircase, probably like right here. And he would have locked down this entire area, this entire cross section. So I would have put a trap there, and that would have been very effective. Okay, he's going around. All right, so he puts a trap right there. I guess I still would have put a trap right where I said. It's not a bad trap because it does still cover this approach, but now he has a hole in his defenses to where they still can come through that this doorway and just run around. So I don't know. It's not a bad trap, but it's not the best. Okay, so he's still canvassing the areas. All right, he's placing it right by the doorway, so if they come down here and run through here, they'll activate it. All right, good. Why is he going upstairs? I don't know why he's going upstairs. Okay, you never want to. Maybe he's checking on the generator. He might be checking on the generator. Yeah, that's what he's probably doing. But upstairs, I don't know. Let's see what he does. He places a trap up here. Okay, I wouldn't have placed a trap up here. So what I would have done if I was him is if he wanted to dedicate a trap to the stairs or to the upper level, he should have put a trap on the staircases. Uh, Going back, he should have placed a trap. So like he could have placed a trap like up here, like at the very entrance of the staircase. He could do the same thing with the other side if he really like wanted to make sure that nobody does this gen. Or he could have here we- or what he could have done is he could have placed a trap and it would have been a little bit more versatile. Like he placed this trap and that's fine and good. But if you wanted to protect this upstairs, he could have placed a trap right here, make it to where if anybody comes this way, or this way, they would activate the trap. So if somebody does like want to go up here, then they'll activate the trap. But that trap doesn't only protect the upstairs, it also protects just people running through this area, like running away from him or just running around. And so this would have been a much better way to protect this upstairs area. But it looks like he's setting a trap up here. Not necessarily to stop people from going up here, but he's setting a trap just so when they do the generator that's to the right of him, if he chases them off of it, then they'll run into this room where the drop down is, and then he'll be able to teleport. But a better place, I don't think he put I don't think he should have put the trap right here. I think he should go down this hole. I don't know if you're able to see it in the early when you walks by it. Let's see. The drop down is right next to him, like where he walks. Yeah, so the drop down, okay. The drop down is right here. So the drop down for that place that we just looked at is right here. And so what he could have done is he could have put a trap right there, and that trap would not only protect from this direction, but from this direction, this direction, and this direction, and from above if anybody drops down. And so this trap, I always put this trap here whenever I'm playing playing with Hag, because this trap gets so much use. This trap will activate like 5 or 6 times a match, no matter the survivors, and you'll always get use out of it. So placing it upstairs limits it, makes it to where you're not even trapping these approaches. You're only trapping the above one, and you want to be as effective with your traps as possible because it takes time to set them. And so you want to try to think about that as much as possible. All right, so it goes up here and sets the trap. And he found Megan crouching right next to him. Okay. All right. Well, maybe they're new to the game. This would be the perfect opportunity. He should put a trap right here. Put a trap right here, and then he would protect all these approaches, and he'd protect his hook. Let's see if he does that. Oh, he thought. What is? Okay, this trap isn't that good. I'm gonna be honest, because that trap, while it protects this doorway and it protects from behind him, they can still squeeze around it and they can still run up here from this hallway. So I wouldn't have put it right there. Maybe he's just trying to protect the corner hook. I don't know, but I would have put it right in front of the stairs. White with the God palette, nice. God palette, please. All right. So aura reading helps him out there, but the only reason aura reading helped him out there is because this device doesn't seem like he's operating at full capacity. And so I still can't justify the aura reading, even with that. He places his trap, it's all good. All right, again, I want to say as much as possible. It bothers me. And this is why I have a hard time watching a lot of killer streams, just because I want to critique things, but of course I don't, because I'm not a dick. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to help as much as possible. But nobody wants a backseat killer. Putting a trap right here would do so much. Not only would it protect the hook that he just got, but it'd protect all these approaches. Maybe he'll do it. No, he doesn't. He's not even placing a trap right there. All right. He's breaking pallets, sure. He's already lost a generator. I'm not even sure when he's lost the generator. I'm not paying attention. Placing another pallet one. All right, he's used up all of his traps. I honestly, I would just go back to the hook. Nothing else to do. Oh, it looks like the corner have died. They didn't grab her. Once you have all your traps down as hag, you just want to just patrol. He's going up here. I don't know if he's going to find anybody up here. They're probably just going to go for the hook. Yeah, so what I would have done, he's checking on the generator, but I don't think that checking the generator is really like high priority right now. So I would have done, especially if I saw that person die and I know that they healed. Of course, we know that they healed because like their portrait changed. Also, they yelled because of Deathbound. What I would have done if I was right here, like he is, so make the map again. He's on this corner. The person died in this corner, and then he has a hook right here. What I would have done instead of going upstairs and dicking around upstairs, I would have just immediately gone back to the hook, because by immediately going back to the hook, he's most likely going to meet the people again, and it doesn't matter if they're doing gens because he'll be able to get them down. If you can hook people faster than they can do gens, it doesn't matter how fast they do gens. So by going up here, he's kind of wasting time. I don't think it's going to matter, but still, it's an efficiency thing. All right, this is a good approach. So this is actually, he's actually approaching this, and this sounds a little bit weird to say, but the way he's walking is right. He could have approached immediately, like going from this doorway to them, and that would have been wrong. He's trying to go all the way around to push them back into the traps that he set, and so that's very smart for him to do. Because if he pushed them by going through the doorway, then they'd push towards the portal room, and he hasn't even set up the portal room, so this is good. Very good. All right, he scroll wheeled and hit him before he could react. Could pick him up and eat the DS. It's 4 gens, might as well eat the DS if the guy has it. If somebody does have a DS, then you might as well eat it early. I don't know how he knew that she was there. I'm guessing he just guessed. Oh, wait, no, he saw scratch marks. Yeah, he saw scratch marks. That's what it is. That's actually a really good observation on his part. So he came around this corner, and he came around this corner, and he sees scratch marks going this way. But he activates the Dwight activates the trap over here, and then he teleports immediately, obviously. But he remembers that he saw scratch marks, and he thinks the Dwight got hooked right behind here, like right over here. And the Dwight really didn't move at all. And so if the Dwight was running down the hallway, he probably would have kept on holding W. And so those scratch marks most likely weren't the Dwights, because why would the Dwight turn around? And so he's looking around. He doesn't see scratch marks over here, but he sees scratch marks going this direction. And so he breaks the pallet, acting like he doesn't know where she is, just making the area a little bit more unsafe. And then he goes over here, and boom, there she is. Pretty good tracking. All right, he set down another trap. All right. Would have brought it a little bit closer to the door, but that's fine. Person trying to go for the palisade with the flashlight. Yeah, acting like he's gonna pick up, maybe baiting it out. She's still up there. Oh, he's risking it. All right, she's not even coming. Stops him back on the hook that he's initially on. And the Dwight doesn't have DS. That was less than 60 seconds from when the Dwight got off hook. So that was like 6:10. When was the Dwight last on hook? When did he get off? I don't know, like exactly. Was that 60 seconds? All right, so that's 5:20. Oh, that's like right cutting it. So, and you picked them up when? Ooh. Yeah. So that could have he could have got hit with like a last second DS. So this Dwight doesn't have DS. If he did have DS, he would have used it there. So he could just tunnel this Dwight off hook and kill him if he wanted to. He scroll wheeled and got her. And he got the last notification, so he could slug here. And he heard her miss a skill check. And I don't know if you guys can tell where she is, but based off of the notification and based off the sounds, she's sitting at this pile right here. So he could just go over and get her, but he may try to play a little bit nice here. Yeah, he's playing nice. Yep, she's sitting at that pallet. And this pallet, as soon as anybody throws down this pallet's a death sentence. He acts like he's going one way, goes the other, but doesn't commit it. Yeah, he doesn't commit, and he's gonna swing on through one of these times. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, she ran through. And he styles on them with a 360. Nice. Oh, but he got off. Wow. And he threw it on the pallet. Good job, Dwight. Activates the trap. That was by the gen. Activates that trap. So his traps ended up working. That he set the trap by the gen, and of course this trap as well worked because this guy ran through it. But if the Dwight were coming like any other direction, this trap wouldn't have worked. Or it would work because you couldn't even see like the outline. So if they hugged this, he would have got through. It's a little bit thin, but I don't mean to shit on his traps, but like this would have been just as effective as a trap as this one, but it would have covered more approaches, so it would have been a little bit better. But it still worked out, so that's good. And there goes the last person. You're just setting traps for points by now. Cool. Got a Ruthless, nice. Oh, I just realized he's level 69. And here we go, yeah. It's the MMR. Got a rank 18, rank 15, rank 14, and rank 6. Which, I don't know which one that was the rank 6. Yeah, that's kind of concerning. Which one was the rank 6? Ash. Who is Ash? Oh, that was the first person that got hooked. Not the first person, but like the one that he hooked in the corner. Which was the Megan. How did she do in chase? So she got hit once on hooking. And then he chased her down. And she ran into another trap. So that was her only chase, and she was the highest ranked person. She got out because nobody saved her. Damn, that's really unfortunate. So he really won the game as soon as he downed her and got her in the best hook that he could have got her besides the basement. So that's a rip. Did they say anything in post-game chat? I'm actually kind of curious. Oh, no GG's for him. And just looking at the Strider builds, the rank 6 had Adrenaline, Inner Strength, Quick and Quiet will make it. Not really the most meta of builds. Inner Strength is good to counter like Sloppy Butcher, really in the anti-healing. Adrenaline is pretty good for in-game. Quick Quiet, you can get some plays off. Will make it decent for healing. And then everybody else just doesn't really have much. Sprint Burst is good. This dude has Self-Care, Leader, Bond, and Prove Thyself. Yeah, this dude's not operating the best of perks. The Dwight, I believe. I would never run Self-Care. And this person's running Premonition. Premonition, Sprint Burst, Kindred, and Dark Sense? Maybe Dark Sense. So yeah, he's not really playing with the best of people, but that's just how the MMR is. But yeah, anyways, even though he did 4K, which is congrats, I hope that I could have provided at least some insight on what I would have done and how to play a little bit better. And if you guys would like to send in any footage on your killer gameplay or survivor gameplay, but I'm obviously like more experienced with killer, then be sure to send it in on the Discord, or you can message me on Twitter, on Discord, or really anything. If you would like me to not show your name, I can also do that as well. No problem with that. And yeah, tell me what you guys think of this. If you enjoyed it, and I may do some more of it. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye bye, everyone.